On a warm July night in 1988, a young woman named Ella and a man named Daniel celebrated their graduation with friends. While others were with their partners, Daniel suddenly noticed how beautiful Ella was. Being single, Daniel worked up the courage to talk to Ella.
Actually, we have several times.
Ella blushed at Daniel's kind words, feeling shy around a boy for the first time. To ease her nerves, Daniel suggested they be close friends instead of dating. Ella happily agreed, and that night they made a special promise. No matter where life took them, they would meet every July 15th without fail. The next year, Daniel helped Ella move to London for her new writing job. Though apart, they stayed in touch often. Daniel worried other men would pursue Ella, but she assured him she only wanted to focus on work. Before saying goodbye, Daniel reminded Ella of their July 15th promise. He also told her she could date, but to save her heart for him alone. 3 years passed, and Ella struggled as a writer. She had to work as a waitress to make ends meet. On July 15th, Daniel visited and tried to cheer up his frustrated friend. He believed in her dream of becoming a successful author. To lift her spirits, Daniel suggested a beach trip that weekend. During their getaway, they enjoyed each other's company like a real couple. That night, Ella shyly asked about dating. But Daniel wasn't ready for a serious relationship. Though disappointed, Ella hid her true feelings with a smile. 2 more years went by, and Daniel's entertainment career took off. He became too busy to see Ella often. Sadly, Daniel fell into drug addiction. When his mother got sick with cancer, Daniel finally returned home. His mother gently urged him to be the good son she once knew. Meanwhile, Ella started dating someone new, unsure of her future with Daniel. Months later, Daniel's father told him his mother had passed away. Daniel regretted not being there in her final moments. On July 15, 1996, Ella secretly met Daniel at a restaurant. Their once close bond had faded. Daniel's addiction had changed him for the worse. He rudely insulted Ella's work, breaking her heart. Outside, Daniel cried and apologized, but it was too late. Ella realized she needed to fully love her boyfriend, instead of holding onto false hope. With a final hug, Ella said she still loved the Daniel from long ago. Years passed without contact between them. Daniel's TV career ended, leaving him devastated. At a friend's wedding, Daniel couldn't take his eyes off Ella. He told her he was getting married soon, crushing Ella's lingering feelings. By 2001, Daniel had a daughter but divorced after his wife's affair. Losing custody broke his heart again.
Is that him? Yeah, that's him. She wrote the book.
2 years later, on July 15, Daniel traveled to Paris to find Ella. She had become a successful author. Their fortunes now reversed. Daniel confessed he wanted to marry Ella, finally realizing his mistake. But Ella was engaged to someone else.
Before you say anything else, I have to say.
As they said a tearful goodbye, Ella admitted she had waited years for this moment. She made Daniel promise to never hurt her again. They embraced, ready to start their life together at last. 2 blissful years of marriage followed, but Ella longed for a child they couldn't conceive. Daniel comforted her, saying their dream would come true if they didn't give up hope. To cheer her up, he suggested a date night like old times. Tragically, Ella died in an accident that very evening. Devastated, Daniel spiraled into drinking and fighting to numb his pain. His ex-wife brought their daughter to visit Daniel's father. His father's wise words helped Daniel find peace and move forward with his life. 3 years later, Daniel's cafe business thrived. On July 15, 2011, he took his daughter to a special hill. Lying there, Daniel remembered his first date with Ella long ago. Though fate had separated them, Daniel was grateful for how Ella changed his life. She would always be his dearest friend and greatest love. July 15th would remain their special day forever. Their fortunes now reversed. Daniel confessed he wanted to marry Ella, finally realizing his mistake. But Ella was engaged to someone else. As they said a tearful goodbye, Ella admitted she had waited years for this moment. She made Daniel promise to never hurt her again. They embraced, ready to start their life together at last. 2 blissful years of marriage followed, but Ella longed for a child they couldn't conceive. Daniel comforted her, saying their dream would come true if they didn't give up hope. To cheer her up, he suggested a date night like old times. Tragically, Ella died in an accident that very evening. Devastated, Daniel spiraled into drinking and fighting to numb his pain. His ex-wife brought their daughter to visit Daniel's father. His father's wise words helped Daniel find peace and move forward with his life. 3 years later, Daniel's cafe business thrived. On July 15, 2011, he took his daughter to a special hill. Lying there, Daniel remembered his first date with Ella long ago. Though fate had separated them, Daniel was grateful for how Ella changed his life. She would always be his dearest friend and greatest love. July 15th would remain their special day forever.